This is Alan Mooney with the Ohio Cannabis Institute. We'll be broadcasting today at 4:20 live. Stay tuned. The Ohio Cannabis Institute presents live Cheeky About a Bong with Fred and Alan at 4:20. Today, live at 4:20, the Ohio Cannabis Institute with Cheeky and Chong, Fred and Alan, getting it on and talking about what's going on. Listen live. Ohio Cannabis Institute.
Yeah, did you see it there? It stopped spinning and it played.
Cheeky and Chong, Fred and Alan, getting it on. At 4:20 today, it's streaming live from the Ohio Cannabis Institute. This is the Ohio Cannabis Institute. We'll be live at 4:20 today. Stay tuned. Hey, it's 4:20 and we're live today. This is Fred and Allen, well, cheeky
And a bong.
about a bomb. Welcome to the 4:20 report. We've had a busy day of filming here in the studio and guests in the studio. We got sitting out here in the audience right now is Paul from the Ag Report from Ohio. We're going to be talking about pricing here in Ohio and around the country on ag. And so we're going to be pleased to have him up and on the show here in the future. And today we're just coming to you live right out of the capital city of Ohio, and we're talking about what's going on. We're talking about legislation. We're talking about licensing. We've had a number of people that are putting in applications for level 1 and level 2 grows. We're hearing from big corporations all over the place that are telling us they're involved, big money is involved. At least 30 people in the high-end money level have contacted us and are indicating that, you know, they're putting in an application for a license, but they've been assured they're going to get one. So we're going to watch this. We're looking for the transparency of the reality. And so we're having fun, though. By the way, doesn't that crop out back there look pretty good today down there growing in the Ohio Valley? Man, that's a full crop if I ever saw one. It's ready for picking. It looks to me like. What do you think, Fred?
Looks like fine medicine to me.
Neither one of us are professional growers, so see what we know is probably still a little bit on the, needs to bud out a little bit more probably. But I love this business. I've been all over the world looking at it. I've been to Colorado and California and Oregon and Utah and Alaska and Israel. I mean, I've been all over and talking to doctors all over about it. It's an exciting business, I'll tell you. We had an acupuncturist in this morning, and we're going to have him on a future show. And as I mentioned, we got Paul doing the Ag Report, and Fred here's got a report of his own talking about small business in Ohio. And,
That's right.
we got Dr. Jonathan Cachet, neuroscientist, and he's going to be part of the show. So we got all kinds of good things coming up here in the future for you. We're just trying to get the 4:20 report up right now every day at 4:20. So congratulations, you're on one of our beginner shows, our startup shows. We started this a few days ago on April 20th, right?
We did. 420. At 420.
4:20, we're here at 4:20. If you haven't got the idea, you might pay attention.
If you don't know what 420 is about, do a little research.
Yeah, well, I think we should tell them about that school out there in California where the kids got together every day. And the rumor was there was a police code called 420, which meant somebody was doing marijuana. And the kids used that as their code word for let's get together at the statue of Louis Pasteur at 420. And so
This is in Southern California, right?
yeah, so the kids would pass through the word in the hallways, 420 today, and everybody knew what that meant. So the ones that wanted to puff would show up at 420. It became kind of like a historical reality in the underground movement for legalization, and everybody would talk, it's 420. So when I started whispering, we're going to do a 420 report, everybody said, you ought to call it that, the 420 report from the capital city of Columbus, Ohio. So
Here we are.
in 2015, we did that, and we had thousands of followers. In fact, we were up to about 3 million followers the last time I looked, and being rebroadcast, put out on Facebook, and streamed all
Around the world,
around
right?
the world.
Yeah.
And we got calls like that from around the world. So we're just coming back. We were off the air for a long time, for over a year, and we thought it was time to bring back the 420 report since Ohio's now passed House Bill 523 legalizing medical cannabis.
That's right.
Actually, they call it medical marijuana. I think that's sad that they had to use that slang name. But it's legalized in Ohio, and that went into effect September of 2016. So we have information for you on that. We have conversations with you coming up. I know Paul's going to have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or more of the underground growers in Ohio that are experts. They can tell you all about Ohio and the wonderful dirt here and the red worms and growing conditions, the days of light and harvest conditions in Ohio. But Ohio's probably got a reputation, in my opinion, as one of the finest growing sites in the world.
No question.
I was up in Canada talking to about 4,500 doctors up there a couple of years ago, and they started teasing me, saying, you know what, we grow our cannabis, our medical cannabis in Canada? You know where we got the dirt for that? And I went, no. They said, Ohio, the best dirt in the world to grow cannabis in. I went,
And why is that?
yeah, well, I think Miracle Grow Scotch Seed had something to do with that. Personally, is before the acquisition of General Hydroponics. But we would have to, Jimmy, by the way, if you got your ears on, your ears are burning today, and you're flying around in your private jet or private jet helicopter, and you'd like to come on down to Columbus and be live on the 420 report, we'd love to have you sometime. So just in case, you know, just saying, guys, just saying. You never know who's listening to this. I've understood there were governors and prosecutors and senators and congressmen and even people that ended up in the White House that watched this show. So we've got an interesting audience. We've got over 3,000 growers in Ohio, and we've heard from a lot of them over a period of time. We've heard from over 32,000 entrepreneurs, your area of expertise.
It is.
And they feel left out right now in this rush, this gold rush, this green rush.
A little bit of an understatement.
You know, I guess I became famous during the Responsible Ohio time period. I said it was a tsunami of opportunity coming our way. I don't think that was ever an understatement, by the way, guys. We spent with Responsible Ohio about $25 million and got back about $300 million of international attention, media-wise. So I think that was a heck of an investment. We blew the wax out of everybody's ears, and a bunch of my friends and I went down and testified for the Senate and the state, the State House, and we got it pushed through. I spent a lot of hours with my good friend Betty Montgomery. I think she's a brilliant woman. I loved what she did during her time in office, and I'd like to see somebody like Betty come back and follow suit about the way pharmaceuticals are handled right now and the lack of follow-through to make sure people aren't addicted when they're put on opiates. They're necessary. I was injured several years ago, and I absolutely needed them when I had that opportunity. I took them because it kept me out of pain. But the minute I could, I knew enough to get off of them. And there's a lot of people that don't have that strength just to be able to walk away. A lot of people need those things, and daily they need them afterwards. So what do you think here, friend?
Yeah, I think it's a huge problem. I'll tell you one of the things that I found very interesting in today's interviews we had with the doctors.
Yeah?
Yeah, we interviewed 2 very well-renowned doctors, Dr. Jonathan Cachet, what is he? A
Neuroscientist.
Neuroscientist.
I got a big kick out of
who
it.
specializes in plant-body interaction.
Right.
Very
Maybe, according to some people, he's one of the smartest neuroscientists on the planet on the subject of cannabis. Spent a lot of time out there in California. He's originally from here in Avon Lake, Ohio, and he's back.
Right.
And he's not only part of our show, but he's active, and I just talked to our good governor, which I'm a champion for, John, or used to be a big champion. I'm a littler champion today, because I was not happy that John talked about it on a TV broadcast the other day on the Colbert Show. I don't know whether you got to see that or not. It's out on the net. If you didn't, go look it up and listen to it. I was very impressed. John conducted himself wonderfully on that show. I was a lot more straightforward this time about what he had to say. Of course, I didn't see Colbert's interviewer trying to back end him with any hard questions either. It looked like a softball layup to me, but John's out signing books and autographs, and John Shea happened to see him and walked up and had a conversation with him, got his picture taken with him. And Governor, if you're paying attention, you might want to put that Dr. Jonathan Shea, he's one of Ohio's very, very best, one of the smartest guys in the world on cannabis. You might want to put him on our Ohio Cannabis Advisory Board. I think he can make a difference. You probably ought to make him the chairman of it, because the guys over there with their heads up someplace that's dark and smelly,
Careful.
those guys think that this should all be handled like a pharmaceutical instead of like an aspirin. And
It's an agricultural product that has great medicinal value.
And Ohio's an agricultural state. It should be we should be the #1 place in the whole United States on cannabis and agriculture. You know, we're all plant matter. Are you plant matter? Are we fading away? Are we just vaping out of the picture? What do you
I
think?
think we are.
We'll be here at 4:20 tomorrow.
Come.